She would just be like,
emotional.
I wanted to be married and have kids very young. The older I got, I think I just realized how much responsibility it actually takes to want to be a parent. In relationships, it's a choice to love someone. It's a choice to work hard every day to want to make it work. This is actually one of my rules now. I will never get married with someone unless I move in with them. He slept on the couch and he had a number of a girl written on his forearm. I value more what the people that I value most think of me. Emotions are natural, so you couldn't control what your argument to the openness is. That's a natural human instinct. We both decided we're gonna be monogamous. Why am I controlling you to be monogamous? You made a choice to be monogamous. We wouldn't have to really deal with a lot of toxic relationships because people would just go where they're happy and be who they are. Hey, Zach. No? What are you gonna do after work? You cheat, don't you?
Welcome to Unattainable. Glad to have you with us. I'm your host, Zach Evans, here with my co-host, Mohammed Molai. And today we got a special guest on the show for you guys. This is Destiny.
Hi, everyone.
Destiny, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, your name, what you do, and your star sign.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Destiny Brecky. I am a bottle girl. I am a model a little bit, and also I am a professional wrestler. And my star sign is Aquarius.
Aquarius, interesting. Yes. I did not expect that.
What did you expect?
Aquarius are very fun, but
I seem boring.
a little bit dangerous.
No.
A little bit bad for my mental health. Yeah. Not you, just all the other Aquarius.
I don't like this Aquarius slander. We're great. We're the best.
Hey, I don't judge. I used to be very toxic back in my villain era.
What's your sign?
What do you think?
Gemini.
Okay, first of all, how dare you? Gemini?
I like Geminis, but the thing is, you guys kind of like, like you guys like, yeah. And
I do have that.
So I was like thinking.
I'm technically a Pisces, but identify as a Leo. So please refer to me by my pronouns, which is Leo and Aries. Pisces they're such crybabies. You know what I mean?
Well, my best friend's a Pisces, so I kind of.
Yeah, it's different for girls.
It's kind of funny though, because like I feel like she is a crybaby, but she's kind of like a crash out. I kind of can be at times too. So like we used to work together, and there'd be times where her and I would be having a moment where we'd get overstimulated. We realized we had to just finally tell each other like, I'm overstimulated. Don't talk to me right now. She would talk, and all of a sudden, I mean, I don't think it's a crybaby. She would just be like
emotional.
She just get like, and then she finally was just like, just leave me alone, sister. And then I was like, okay, I get it.
Interesting.
But, she rolls with the punches.
Yeah.
I don't like the slander of Pisces either. But I do hear the guys are toxic.
I will not confirm or deny that statement, but here's the thing. Back in the day, I was always a professional fuckboy. You know what I mean? I was in one of these Gen Z amateurs running around with a little Temu earring.
Oh, you had the earring?
No, I didn't. Okay. I would always tell girls and be honest and say, hey, I don't want anything serious. And then 3 months later, they would always get mad that I'm seeing other girls. And I'm like, I'm not even gaslighting you. I'm like, you're gaslighting yourself.
That's their fault.
Yeah. But I have an interesting Aquarius story. I'll tell you in a second. But first, let me get your take on this. I think you'll have an interesting one. So dating in California. You're from San Diego, but I think there's some similarities to LA, or maybe you've experienced LA, is people say it's like playing the video game on hard mode. Because you're dealing with narcissists, sociopaths, fake people, celebrities, sugar daddies. It's like you're navigating this very like complex world. What is your experience like been dating in San Diego and LA?
I mean, it hasn't been great. I kind of just haven't really been dating lately, so I feel like I'm going to be speaking more for my younger self. I'm in my later 20s now, so I feel like now, I honestly, for the past, I haven't had a boyfriend since 2019, and I really I go on dates, but not like very often. So like, I don't know. I'm not really attracted to it. For me, I guess I don't feel like I have a horrible experience. I just don't really have there's nothing that's giving me the spark or the push to want to like, oh, I'm excited. I want to go on a date. I want to meet someone new. I'm kind of really content with being around my family and my friends right now. So I kind of feel like whoever does come in there, they're kind of competing with myself and my peace and like the routine that I have like created. I'm already a busy person too. So it's kind of like when I am giving, I almost feel like I'm wasting my time sometimes going on a date because it's like I could have been either working, or the free time that I do have, I could have been spending more time with like, you know, my grandparents who are older, or like my friends who are like, we all are working really hard and, you know, we're grinding and we don't get to see each other often. So I feel like it's just not worth it.
That's interesting, because that's 6 years or so. So was it you kind of dated a lot and you got bored and you're like, hey, I actually have more fun just doing my own shit? Or was it more of you were dating and you're like, oh, all these guys just aren't it, and you just couldn't find anybody that was really good for you?
So when I first, I feel like started like dating, and like I was definitely more like a relationship girl. I wanted to be married and have kids very young when I was growing up. Like 16, I was like, pretty much by the time I'm 25, I should have my degree, have a business, like be married, have like my kids, maybe 2 or 3, and be just, you know, ready and content, or maybe like just having one and starting that. And the older I got, I think I just realized how much responsibility it actually takes to want to be a parent, and how much responsibility and effort it takes on both ends to put in a relationship, that I was like, and then I was such a hopeless romantic and very naive, very like, oh my God, we're going to be just this magical fairy princess. And when I kept kind of realizing like the reality of that's just not realistic, or maybe it could be, but it just wasn't happening for me. I was just like, I don't really like it. It's kind of ghetto.
Okay. You want someone to sweep you off your feet, and
I guess, yeah. But I also realize like sometimes that is a little dumb. So it's like I realize, so I'm an only child and grandchild, and I do have half siblings, but I didn't grow up with them.
Okay.
So for me, it's just like, I'm probably a difficult person too. And I also like things my way, I'm sure. And so I kind of feel like if I can't tolerate being around them, or I don't feel like I have my best friend, or I don't feel like I want to be many hats for whoever I'm with as well. So I'd hope I could feel like that's my best friend. I want to be around them all the time. I would hope that like, I don't know, if something happens, like again, when my family passes away, I'm going to be by myself. So I'd hope whoever their family is, they also love me and want to take me in, and that they would be there when that time unfortunately comes. And I just don't really feel like a lot of people value that kind of connection that's on a different level right now. And now at the same time, like I also do want to be attracted to them, and a lot of attractive guys, they don't really, you know, they're not really all that. So
yeah, I think one of the big, because I'm similar, I'm 34, single, and I feel the same way you do, where I'm like, hey, my life is like pretty fucking great as is. Like I have good friends. I have girls I'm seeing, I guess, and I'm working on my shit.
But exactly, that side's taken care of. You're good. And
like
then
I can just fuck it. I'm going to go to Europe for a week and just do it. And then there's no like, oh, well, why are you going?
Or why didn't you tell me?
Well, yeah, you got to take care of the kids.
Or you're always so busy.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have time for me. Yeah, I'm trying to get this bread.
The other thing I wonder is how many people out there don't get married because they feel like this is the perfect person for me and this is going to make my life better. Like, how many people get married because they're just dating somebody, and then the time comes, maybe they graduate college, or maybe they graduate high school, or maybe they're like getting older and they're like, well, this is just what you do. It's like, it's time to get married now. You know what I mean? And then they're in these like relationships that I'm like, I don't know if y'all are happy in this.
I've noticed that a lot too. And then that's what kind of actually started making me like, also, I felt like I was not getting like that, but I felt like I realized I was doing it to almost check off a list, like a checklist thing, instead of like, is this something I actually really want to do? Is this something that I'd want? And I mean, I do maybe, but I feel like it'd be with the right person. Like, I don't want to feel exactly like that. Like, oh, I need to have kids and I need to get married. And I think that's something actually my family loves about me, is like, I'm not going to do it unless I feel like this is bread and butter and the best thing ever. Like, I want to hype my partner up. I want to be like, that is my person. Be jealous. Like, look, they're the best person ever. And if I feel like I can't do that, I don't know. I just feel like I'm wasting my time.
The other thing is, this is what makes me nervous. So like, you know, now I have a lot of friends who are married, family, stuff like that. And whenever I ask like my guy friends, like, oh, are you, why did you marry this person? How'd you know it was the right one? Blah, blah, blah. It's like they always give an answer that it feels like ChatGPT made up. Like, it's always just like, Zach, when you know, you know. Or like, Zach, when I look into her eyes, I just know she's the one. And it just feels like they're saying it because they know they're supposed to say that. It doesn't feel like they're like, oh, this is actually why I just like am so in love with my wife. You know what I mean?
I think it's just because you've never experienced it.
Yeah, because honestly, I've seen moments where I could tell there's a couple where they said that, and like some people I do think they're bullshitting, but like there's other people where I could genuinely tell, like just the way their actions are being around them often, you could just tell they look at them like, that's how I want to look at someone. Like,
I agree, but I just think most married couples that I meet, they don't seem like that. It seems like it's like, you guys are like cohabiting together. You probably like had some kind of spark at one point, and now it's just like, I don't know, it feels boring to me. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like, now you're playing board games with the other married couple? I don't know.
It's true, but I also feel like a lot of people, that's another thing that makes me really hesitant to want to get in a relationship is people, a reality that I realize is in relationships is it's a choice to love someone. It's a choice to work hard every day to want to make it work. I've not like, I don't want to name people, but I've just seen older couples that I see as like aunties or uncles, you know, gone through a lot of tribulations, whether it be infidelities, just stuff, turmoil since I was a little kid, because my mom was a single mom and had me kind of young, so I got to see a lot of her friends or family friends kind of go through their problems and grow up. And I just felt like a lot of the people that even if it's maybe not something I'd want exactly, but I do really respect their relationships or marriages, is they put the work in, both parties. They were willing to choose. They've gone through hard stuff, but even through that hard stuff, they kept choosing each other, and they knew that they wanted to be with each other. And both parties, even the men and the women, were like making the work. And if some person, I don't know, was feeling their cup was low, the other person filled it up, and then vice versa. So I just feel like that's another thing that a lot of people they're thinking about. They're not, or even if they are choosing to stay, they're choosing to stay and just live in the motion of it and not actually like find that passion again or find why they even chose each other from the first place.
Have you heard of Sternberg's triangular theory of love?
I think a little bit, but I don't really know. Could you remind me?
So this is, in my opinion, the most comprehensive psychological model of love out there. Like, people say Ainsworth, but it's like, all right, you're only going to use attachment styles to describe love completely. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So the theory is there's three love. The emotion that we feel as love is really three chemicals going off in our brain, and the third one is the one that fucks everybody up. So the first one is dopamine. So that's the butterflies, the excitements, like all the fun parts of a relationship. Then the second type is serotonin, which is the feeling of connection, the feeling of emotional intimacy that you have with a person. Now, the third type is vasopressin. And vasopressin is the feeling of almost like safety. Like almost like when everything, shit is hitting the fan and you're stressed out and you're freaking out, and there's that one person that you can just fall into their arms, and then instantly it's like everything feels safe and everything's going to be okay and you're comfortable. Now, the problem is vasopressin is the opposite of dopamine. So when you get in a relationship with somebody, when you get past the dopamine phase and it gets into the safety phase, most people feel that and they mistake stability for the feeling of falling out of love or the lack of passion, when really stability is the next phase of the relationship. That's the vasopressin phase of the relationship. And so we've confused like inconsistency with passion, and we've confused stability with boredom. And that's why everybody runs from one relationship to the other one.
That makes sense. I feel like we see a lot of that too. Or I feel like even recently with some stuff, like you'll see people start families or something, and then, they get scared or they get married and they cheat on their partner or something, and then they realize, dang, like I messed up something really good. I could see that happening. I mean, actually, I've seen some family friends as well have infidelities of that happening. Luckily, they were able to like make it all come back together. But I do feel sometimes, like you said, the routine definitely gets people to think that things are boring, and sometimes boring's good.
Do you feel like working in bottle service, has it at all made you a little bit jaded about relationships because of the things you've seen?
I've always had a lot of guy friends, so not really. I did open to my eyes about how more, I guess, scummy some people are.
Because Gummy?
Scummy, like just like grimy. Like I do like, and it's not even just the guys, even some of the girls. Like I feel like it's nightlife definitely has some stereotypes that were proven true for me. But honestly, having a lot of guy friends, and even male figures in my life, I feel like they've always put me on game and kind of just told me the reality of certain things that I don't know. It didn't really jade my thoughts too much because
you already kind of know how.
Yeah,
guys
I kind of
are.
knew, and that was pretty obvious. Like even going into it, my guy friends, they all work security, and they were like telling me, "Sis, don't do this. Don't hang out with this person. That guy does this. Don't do that." Or they'll see something and they'll look at me. Don't do it.
Yeah. All right. What about your relationships before? Back when you were dating. What was your most toxic relationship?
Oh God, yeah. So that one's an easy answer. I was in college. I was 18 and he was 24. Yeah, and I thought we were gonna get married. We were looking at rings. We moved in together. Like he was cute. I thought it was just wow. This is awesome. A great guy. Like he even like talked about marriage with my grandpa when he met him, and was like, my grandpa was just like, you just have to wait till after she graduates though to do all that stuff. Like no babies, no marriage. Maybe you could get engaged, but that's it. And then 3 months, or not even a month, or maybe 3 months of moving in together, I just saw a whole different side of him. Like, woo, it was just. It was just a whole, this is actually one of my rules now. I will never get married with someone unless I move in with them. I have to move. And honestly, if I ever have kids, I'm going to advise them. Yeah. I also advise all my friends, live with someone first. I hate that I learned that so young, but I'm glad I did, because I was such a naive, like, oh my God, I'm a gullible person, that I really love that I learned that. He started stalking me after. I had to make him think I lived at another person's house every day after school. Like after we broke up, like it was bad. My mom had to come up. It was really bad. I wanted to transfer schools. It just got really, really bad. What
was he doing during the time you guys were living together?
Let's see. He was very emotionally or abusive. Like he would kind of just say things like, oh, you're kind of getting a little, he didn't like the attention I would get from other guys or just anything, even sometimes.
In nightlife?
Excuse me? No, I wasn't working nightlife. I was in college. We were in college.
Oh, okay.
So I was just a normal college student. I was wearing sweats most of the time.
How did you know you were getting attention from other guys?
I think he would just hear talk, and then he would kind of just get a little upset, or, kind of don't really wear that, or he would start wanting to look through my phone and just weird stuff. And then he would kind of be like, you're kind of getting a little big.
Oh, shit.
You should take, because he was on some juice. So he was like, I have these weight loss pills that you could take. You're getting a little big. And I'm like, he's like, it could help out a little bit. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I tried it out. I was young. I was stupid. And I actually used to have bigger boobs, and then it made me completely go from a double D to a C cup, and so I stopped because I was like, whoa. I was like, I thought it was going to make me lose fat. He's like, it does in the most fat area. I'm like, oh, well,
thanks.
My boobs. And then he would just, he would always come home drunk, or he would just kind of be flirting with girls. And then he worked at a restaurant nearby, so I'd go and visit him at the job. And if people came up to me, he didn't really like it. And he wouldn't get mad at them. He would get mad at me, even though I was very no, I have a man, blah, blah, blah. He'd just kind of get mad that they were still coming up to me and talking to me, period. But then I would kind of see other girls flirt with him, and he could do, he was just I'm just being nice. I'm working, I'm a waiter. And then once we actually broke up, we were still living together at the time. And he came. He actually broke up with me. He would do these games where he would act like, oh, I don't really want to be with you, and then come back, and he knew that would string me along. I was super young and fully in love with him. So he'd break up with me, not say I did something, then no, come back. And then so this one particular night we ended things. He came home drunk, super past the time he'd have to usually come home from work. He slept on the couch, and he had a number of a girl written on his forearm.
You didn't even try to hide it.
Well, I mean, technically we're broken up, but at the same time, I just think it's like we just broke up, I think, that night.
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna lie, I was crazy back then. So I was like, I go in the living room, I see that. Hello? Yeah, he lives with me. Yeah, he wanted to work, like, he just came back saying he wanted to work things out too. So what's going on? Like, so what happened? Like, how did you get your number? Can you tell me, like, what happened? Like, it's not your fault. You didn't know. And then he woke up and he's chasing me around the couch. Like, we're running. And I'm like, no, like, I'm dodging. I go in the room, lock the door, have the conversation. And then he's getting drunk, or he's already drunk and, like, super drunk, like, to the point where he's, like, cross-eyed, like, he gets in my face. And I just, like, I'm on top of the couch and I look at him. I'm like, you really want to do this right now? I'm like, you have a bad knee. I'm like, you're drunk. And I'm pretty strong. I was like, I'm pretty strong. I was like, and I'm close enough to the kitchen and to my phone. I have a phone. Like, you want to do this right now? And so, like, I'm calling my mom too. I get in the room, I call my mom. He calls my mom because they had a good relationship. And she just said, my daughter doesn't get mad like that. What did you do? What did you do? And he was just like, no. She's like, no, tell me what you did. And then she got on the phone with me and I'm telling her what happened. And she's like, so it was warranted. Like, why are you getting in her face? Why are you doing X, Y, and Z? She's like mediating everything. And then finally so we get off the phone, all that happened. We go to bed, figure stuff out. My mom and my grandpa, they fly up to my school and help me move out. Like, I just need to find a place really quick. Like, after that situation, they were just like, it's not safe for me to be in there. Stuff like that's going to keep happening. He keeps coming home drunk. We're getting in arguments. We're getting in each other's faces. And it was just crazy. So then after that, we moved out, and that's when I started having to, like, I'd have to figure out, like, where am I going to make him think I lived at? Actually, I lived right by him, but he didn't know that at all. And then so he used to play football. A lot of the ex-football players would also, like, come back and tell me, like, he's talking crap about you. He's saying you're crazy. He's saying you're this. He's trying to make sure that no one talks to you. He's trying to make sure, like, everyone thinks, like, doesn't want to be with you or doesn't try getting at you again. Mm-hmm. But actually, even one of the guys said, he's like, he kind of was like my friend, and he finally questioned him. He's like, if she's so crazy and she's this bad person, then why are you still trying to get back with her?
Actions speak louder than words.
He's like, if she's this bad, why do you still go after her? Why are you following her? Mm-hmm. And he was just like, I don't do that. I don't want her. Oh, and he's like, no, I saw. Mm-hmm. He's like, you do. So, and that was, I think, a lot to take in at 18. It was a very toxic relationship. Even it was like I think a couple years later, even after I moved away and was in San Diego again, I would see that he would have fake pages and try to find me.
That's crazy. One
time he even messaged, I didn't even tell you guys the craziest part. So right before he moved out and went back home, when he graduated, he made me, my mom actually just found it. We went through the storage. He was, after years, I already had a boyfriend after him in college. When I got to my senior or junior year, I had a boyfriend after him, and he would harass him as well. He made these books about, like, Kinko's. He went to Kinko's and printed out pictures, like, of us together and then his new life, and with words next to it. He made, like, binded books, 3 of them. One of, I think it was like, Life Before Destiny, Life During Destiny, and then Life After Destiny, and then wrote this letter. I can't believe I missed that part. And my mom's my best friend. Like, we grew up together. So she was just like, no effing way. Mm-hmm. She's like, you need to send me a picture right now. She's like, no way. And she was like, we're reading it. We're going through it. My mom and my best friend, we're looking at it, and we're just like, this is madness. He had to go to CVS, either tell the CVS person or he was just on the thing and print it out. Like, these were multiple pages and 3 books of it.
Crazy. That's so cringe.
It was like it was actually pretty scary. Like, we tried to get the cops involved, and they told me, well, until he does something to you, we can't do anything.
I mean, it's not illegal to print out a book.
No, but like, he would be following me and harassing me. Or he would try to fight, like, if we were all at the same party with my new boyfriend at the time, he would try to fight him, or he would try to do something to him. It was, oh my God, it was so weird.
That's wild.
At the time, I tried to take out
blank out of your memory.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Craziest stuff. How old were you again at that point?
I was 18.
You were 18, and then when you guys ended the relationship,
when
you were saying graduate, you meant from high school?
College.
Oh, from college. Okay, so you were 18 when you started.
He was 24 and he was 18. I mean, I was 18 and he was 24.
And then when did it end?
When I was, I think, I might have been about to turn 20.
Okay, so it was just like a couple of years.
Yeah, I was just like, that's what I'm saying that even creeped me out more, is like, it was barely a year, like over a year.
And then so after that, you had other relationships.
Yeah, I had a boyfriend, like, I think maybe a year or a couple months after, I had a new boyfriend, and he would still harass him and I.
And then, so was that your longest relationship, the one that all the drama was about, or did you have a long-term relationship after that too?
I feel like my longest term relationship was 2 years, so not really.
Okay. So that was your longest?
The one after him.
The one after him was, okay, got it. And so, and you said 2019 is the last time you had a relationship. And okay, so it's been now, what, 6 years since you've been in a relationship? How old are you?
28.
28. Okay. Okay, so then you were only in 2 relationships before you stopped being in any other relationship.
No.
You're 28.
So
that was 6 years ago. So you would have been 22. So you were only 2 relationships from 18 to 22, no? One was from 18 to 20, and then the other one was 20 to 22.
I did get the age wrong. It was just 1 year with the crazy one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Got it. So,
because on 2019, that's when I ended. It was just a couple months. I did have a boyfriend. No, so I had 3. Sorry. From that time frame, I had 3 boyfriends.
Got it. And so your last relationship, then what happened with your last relationship?
He's really nice. Like, we're still friends. I just felt like sometimes he would argue about really stupid things, like all the time. Just like, and it'd be really like just stupid. Like one time, like the fan was hitting me, or the heater, and I'm like, oh, like I need the heater, it's really cold. And he's like, oh, it'll hit you better if you do it this way. And I'm like, I don't feel it anymore, actually, I'm gonna move it back. No, it feels better this way. And I'm like, are you really arguing to me about
You're like,
if the heater could feel, if I could feel the heater? And I was like, I grabbed myself and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like,
but it also sounds like maybe you weren't that into him.
At first I was, but the thing is, those would be multiple times throughout the day. So it's just kind of like.
It sounds like you weren't even that bad. You're just like, here we go again. Like,
it kind of was. And my friends at first, they actually thought I was being kind of mean until they saw it for themselves. Like we went out for my birthday and it was just like, he kind of just got angry out of nowhere and was just like kind of picking a fight with me. And my homegirl went, oh my God, you weren't kidding. I thought you were being a bitch the whole time. And she's like, oh my God, why is he mad? She's like, she even went to try to go like talk to see if it's something I did. And she's like, he gave me attitude too.
Crazy.
So okay. So what is, I don't know if you said this, but what is the reason you stopped wanting relationships?
I just feel like there's not like I just don't have a want for it, to be honest, right now. Like, I feel like the times that I have gone on dates here and there, they're just, I don't feel like I'm going to have a friend. I don't feel like I'm going to have support. I don't feel like it's going to go the long mile sometimes. And also, I'm just kind of just tired of it. Like, sometimes they're not honest, or they'll sell you a dream and act one way and then turn a whole different leaf. And it's kind of like, just be honest about it. Just, if that's how you are, or you just wanted to do something more casual, or if you are looking for marriage, that's cool. Or even currently, I've kind of been a little bit more opposed to having marriage and kids just because I feel like it's a really big responsibility. I'm still open to it, but I want to find the right partner. And lately, I've actually been feeling like a lot of guys that I've talked to, I feel like they're telling me stuff about marriage and kids, not because they want it, but because they think that's what a woman would want to hear. Especially a woman, like, sometimes they'll be a little younger than me or they'll be around my age. And because I'm 28, they think, oh, she's getting to 30. Like, she wants to have marriage and kids. And it's kind of like, I'm in no rush. I'm literally
lock you down. Like,
whatever happens. I'm cool with it. And I feel like they're trying to say things to like, oh my God, we could totally, like, I could see us, you know, having these kids and doing this. And I'm like, would you actually want to do that though? Like, are you going to actually want to be an active father? Would you actually want to be an active husband? Like, I feel like a lot of people want to be a wife and a husband or want one, but they don't necessarily want to be one.
They don't want the responsibility. They want somebody else to take on the responsibility, is what you're saying. What's the oldest that you've dated?
36. And I was 24.
Okay. What's the oldest you would date?
36.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Why is that?
I will say I'm a little immature. Like, I am more of like a younger spirit that I just feel like I kind of probably would be wasting someone's time I'm open to it, but I just feel like probably someone older would be having more of would think my life is a little too hectic and a little too, sometimes a party girl. And, you know, I am always on the go. And so I feel like also that's not fair for someone right now too. I feel like also the way my life is set up is just, wouldn't be fair to, that's another thing. I wouldn't want to date someone because I don't really have a lifestyle where I could date somebody. I'm always on the go. I'm always working, that I just don't really feel I could be that great of a partner right now. Sure.
I mean, the good thing is you're self-aware, so that, you know, that helps sort of picking out and not wasting somebody's time. And so at what point do you think that you would want to settle down? Or is that desire not even?
That's where I don't know. And that's where I kind of been actually dealing and thinking about lately is this actually something, am I coming to a point where I'm like, maybe I actually don't want everything that I thought I did, like the marriage and the kids.
Sure.
But I also kind of feel open that maybe I'm a little like naive in thinking this, but I kind of am hoping for that moment of like, maybe someone will capture my eye, sweep me off my feet, or maybe I will, you know, organically meet someone, become friends with them, and just realize, wow, we really get on, and like, I would actually like to spend a life with you.
What's your biggest red flag in you, not in other people? Meaning, if I talk to one of your friends and I said, what's her biggest red flag, what do they say?
I definitely have them. I know my mom calls me out on them all the time. Just can't think right now.
Well, everybody has them. I suppose it's sometimes I guess people around us, you point them out like your mom does, and then sometimes people just find it out about themselves.
I could be annoying. I'll say that.
like wanting to move the heater.
Exactly.
But like annoying in like an endearing kind of way. Like annoying in the way like when you're playing video games and your little sister like comes in the room and bops you on the head with a pillow.
Kind of,
like
yeah.
that.
A lot of my coworkers, even at the club, will like kind of be like, sometimes you get annoying, but like we still love you.
Yeah.
Or they're like, or I'm just like, sometimes I could be a little too loud. I have a very loud like voice when I laugh. It's sometimes, my mom has always said, when you were in the playground and I couldn't figure out where you were, I just had to hear, and I'd be able to hear your screech. I think one red flag I think I could say I would have that's a little bigger is sometimes I am really quick to just leave. Like if I do see a red flag in someone, or if I do feel disrespected, or if I do feel like you did something really wrong, I will leave. And I kind of am not someone that gives second chances. And my mom has even told me, she's like, you know, sometimes when people, she's like, I'm really proud of you that you have boundaries and you're really quick to like, no, don't do that. You're no nonsense. And even my grandpa agrees, but they both kind of say, you know, sometimes
people make mistakes.
Yeah. And also maybe like some of the mistakes aren't as big as I think they are. And maybe I could just
communicate.
Yeah. Or if take some time and then go back. Don't like completely dead that relationship.
Yeah.
Even just in like friendships as well. They just said sometimes I'm really quick to just bye. Like I'm not going to let you hurt me again.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense. So, okay. Do you believe in monogamy or open relationships?
For myself, I believe in monogamy. I can't say the word monogamy, but I do feel like if it works for you, it works for you. I just feel like you should be honest.
Sure.
Open.
But you wouldn't want an open relationship is what you're saying.
I'm not.
What's the reason?
I'm just not built for that. When I really like somebody,
you're possessive and jealous.
No, I would say I'm territorial, because the thing is, what's the
difference between possessive and territorial?
I feel like territorial is I'm protecting what's mine. The thing is, if that say like I'm dating you, if a girl comes and flirts with you, I feel like it's your job to take care of shooing her away, as it's my job to shoo away whatever guy comes. I'm not gonna worry about that unless I see you interacting with her and like you're enjoying it. That's where I feel like it gets disrespectful. But I feel like, go ahead. I have a lot of guy friends. You could have girlfriends, but it's just if you're going to get rude and bold in front of me and you're going to also like it, then I'm going to have a problem.
But when you're at the club, you're being flirted with. Yeah.
Occasionally. Honestly, I feel like I have more of a bro.
Occasionally.
No, I'm being for real. I feel like I've built enough regulars. Our club is one of only brown and black clubs in San Diego. There's not many. So we do have a lot of regulars. And I feel like I've kind of some of the newbies that come in, they'll flirt here and there.
Sure.
But I feel like I'm pretty good, even though I'm still single, just like, oh, hi, like keeping more of a bro aspect of it.
They all know you already.
Yeah.
They're kind of one of the team, you know.
And I actually do feel like some of them, they'll even like hit me up for other stuff like, hey, like we have like we need someone to model, or hey, we have a runway thing. Like they'll hook me up into businesses and vice versa. So I do feel like I've, it depends on how you move around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Should women submit to their man while they're in a relationship? Your face.
Maybe in marriage.
In marriage, but not before.
I think to an extent. And
explain your thought process.
Well, what do you mean by like submit?
You know what I mean by submit.
No, what do you like? I feel like sometimes actually hearing different people in perspective of what they feel someone should do when they're submitting. Like, what would you like?
What is your perspective of submission when it comes to, because you said, you
true.
answered the question, which was when you're married. So what does that look like? How is that different from while in a relationship versus a marriage? What does that submission look like exactly?
I guess you actually do have a point with that. Shouldn't be that much different. So you got me there. But I do feel like for me, submission is like I would let him lead. I definitely would. I want to be a part of the discussion though. And I probably wouldn't want to be calling him out maybe publicly, but I do still want to be a part of the decision making as a couple and maybe eventually as a family. But I don't think there's anything wrong with submitting. But there's also nothing wrong in asking where we're going.
Sure, I agree with that. Yeah. In any healthy relationship, I think you can't. I think and that's true. I guess some people take it to a next level, which they think that submission means taking away a person's voice, and that is not how it should be. Because anybody should be allowed to have a voice, and anybody should be allowed to have an opinion. But submission is a healthy way of allowing somebody to lead without questioning certain decisions that perhaps even through communication, if there is a situation where there's disagreement, you have to trust your man enough to know that if they're making a decision, that decision is for the best of the both of you, right? And I think what ends up happening sometimes is that people forget that. But also that comes from a place of not really trusting your partner. And usually I've noticed that women who don't submit to their partner is because they don't really trust them.
That's true. That happened to my mom, and even she just straight up told me, she's like, because that was an argument in her. So the last relationship she was in, it was a very long-term one from like when I was 5 to when I graduated, almost graduated college, or my sophomore year of college. And he would always get mad that she, you know, you're not treating me like a man. And she would just be like, they would have arguments. She was very straight up. She's like, if you start acting like one, I will. How do you want to be seen as a certain thing or have me take care of certain things, but yet you're not doing X, Y, and Z? She's like, for you to get that, you also need to have me get in a certain feminine mode. She's like, if I'm always in a masculine mode, why would I, if I'm having to take on both roles, what am I, like, what are we doing here? She's like, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I think a lot of the problems in dating today stem from everybody wants the benefits of their role, but nobody wants the responsibilities of the role. So all the guys, you know, watch 3 Andrew Tate videos and they're like, I am the alpha. And I'm like, okay, like of the Wendy's that you manage, you know what I mean? Like, what are you the alpha of? It's like they don't have their shit together, but they want to have the attitude of, I'm the boss, I run shit, my girl is, you know, bows down to me, blah, blah, blah. But then also on the flip side, girls are trained by Beyonce and all these movies and everything like, oh, I'm a boss bitch, I run shit. But then they're also not taking on, number one, not making money for a lot of them. And then a lot of times also not taking on the feminine role, like, oh, I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to clean. It's like, all right, so nobody's doing nothing.
That's kind of
everybody's just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much what it is.
That's what I kind of noticed, because I do feel like it's both parties. Like they're both not wanting to do the responsibilities of it. I totally agree.
It's crazy. So I typically date younger.
Okay.
And I grew up with a very like old school dad, right? So very much like, hey, you take care of shit, like you're paying on the date, like none of this bullshit, right? So the issue I run into is like, okay, let me give you an example. So one girl I dated pretty recently, she FaceTimes me one day. She's like freaking out, right? And she's like, Zach, I just got in a car accident. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay, are you safe? Are you hurt? Like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just like freaking out, right? So I'm like, okay, like calm down. I'll walk you through it. You're going to get out of the car. You're going to take a video of the damages. And you're going to get 2 things, their license plate and their insurance information. I'll handle the insurance. I'll deal with everything. Like, you're going to be fine.
Oh, that's sweet.
So she like takes a deep breath. She like is fine. She gets out of the car. She sends me the video. It's like a tiny dent in her car. Like it's like a fender bender. And I'm like, look, you're going to be okay. Just like stop standing in the middle of the road. Like she's going to be a good idea. And then out of the other car, this other girl gets out.
Oh my God. She's doing the same thing?
She's on the phone with her dad on speakerphone.
How cute.
So they end up just holding the phones next to each other. And I'm like talking to her dad.
I think this was a meme.
This is a what?
I think this was a meme. I swear I saw this on Instagram where they were saying like 2 girls got in an accident. They were holding their phones up for their dads to talk to each other.
Funny. Yeah, like, and so that girl, for example, very chaotic relationship, but she mentioned something to me one time because like she'd also have like, you know, she'd have like 17 parking tickets. And then like, I'm like, dude, what? Like, I just find him in her room and I'm like, you never paid for these? And she like, I don't know what to do. Like, where do I put the code? I'm like, it's not that hard. I'm like, take care of him.
It says it right there.
Literally, it's just a website and it's like, enter this number and then that's it, you know? But she's just like, she's just that personality. She like would freak her out. Yeah.
Like adorable.
And so she mentioned me sometime. She was like, Zach, you know, you always complain about helping me, but I think you like it. And I was thinking about it. I was like, kind of, yes.
You, huh?
But then the problem was, it's like, okay, like, I don't care that much if my girl, like, cooks for me. Like, we'll hop in the BMW. We'll go to Catch. We'll get a steak. Whatever. Like, I have a maid. You don't have to clean. But, like, I don't know, like, if I'm doing all this stuff, like, you can't even, like, make the bed.
Something, like, no appreciation.
Draw me a picture. Just do something that shows me that, like, you're going to put effort into this relationship, you know? And I think on both sides for guys and girls, I think nobody wants to do shit. Everybody just wants to, like, exist and have, like, high expectations of the other person.
Or if you do, I feel like people take advantage of it. Because I remember I was dating someone a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, this is going to be, like, a boyfriend. And actually he lived up, I think he lived in LA. Yeah, he lived up in LA. And like, so I would drive up with like food too, like for him and his roommates, but all made up like, oh, look, I'm coming to see my man, blah, blah, blah. And then I would find out like, oh, there was other, like, I could see like there was stuff from other girls every time I would come up. And the thing is, I had been coming up for a couple weekends already. Like it's a couple months in and I'm over here like, and there's still you're lying about it.
Yeah.
And like, I finally kind of just asked him about it. And he would lie to me about it. And I'm like, I know you don't think I'm stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What's going on? And he
Did
just
he
kind of
confess, or no?
finally was just kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not ready for something serious yet. Like, I'm sorry. Like, hopefully we can still be cool. And I'm like, I wish you would have been honest. Like, you know, you kind of were like leading me on, not really being honest that you wanted to be more casual, which that would have been fine with me. Like, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I kind of feel a little like it's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. You seem very well adjusted. Like,
now.
You seem like you handle situations very maturely.
Now.
Mm-mm. You went through the phase that made you like this?
Well, because I also just feel like if someone's going to bring that side of me out, like, I don't need to be around them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, I feel like we should be able to be adults and just, like,
hey,
this is what it is, and this what it's not. And if we can't have that, and I'm starting to feel like I'm getting angry, I'm like, okay, let me walk away. Let me walk away from this.
I see.
What do you consider cheating?
Only if there's actually been spoken words, like we're together, and I feel like if you're texting someone else and it gets very like emotional, like you're flirting, I do feel like that's cheating. If you're getting
Define flirting.
You cheat, don't you?
You got called out, bro. You got called out.
You like to see like push the boundaries, don't you?
No, I mean, it's a question for people to understand what is right and what is wrong, because that line is different for everyone.
Absolutely.
You know, there are girls who we've had on the podcast who have said, you know, for example, if you're talking to someone or flirting or whatever, it's okay because that's what they do when they're like working at a club or like OnlyFans or whatever, this and that, right? So that line is just different for everybody.
So for me, it would, I agree. If, like, I used to be like, when we're talking, oh no, don't talk. But I realized I was like immature. We're not even together. But I do feel like once we've established that we're exclusive, we're going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. I feel like you shouldn't be entertaining another girl. There should be no flirting whatsoever. Not, I mean, if you call her pretty, I mean, maybe in person, like, oh, you look good today, Jen, whatever, like, that's fine. But I don't feel like if you see her coming up to you like, hey, Zach, no, what are you gonna do after work? That's gonna be a problem if you're entertaining it.
So it's more so about intention, right?
Yes.
So if the intention behind it is that the person is trying to do something, then that's not okay.
Better break yourself.
But don't you think that flirting and, okay, let me rephrase it this way. Don't you think that desire for validation is something that every human being craves?
I think to an extent they do. It is nice to, you know, feel like, I guess you're handsome or whatever, but I just feel like, I mean, shit's gonna attract flies and regardless, you know?
Sure.
So
okay.
I would rather be
Shit.
I would rather have more quality around me and be having people that are more quality value me and think like of me. Like, it's almost like, am I gonna drop if I you know that like phrase where they say with the guys, like if you found $100, like guys would say when they're cheating, like if there's $100, but just because I have $1,000 in my bank account and I see $100 on the bill doesn't mean I'm not gonna take it. But it's like, if it meant you had to lose $1,000 for that 100 bill, would you take it?
Well, of course not.
Exactly. So that's what I'm just saying is like, I do feel, yes, people want to feel wanted, want to feel like a lot of people like them. But at the same time, at least for me personally, like, I value more what the people that I value most think of me. I want to, so if let's say I had a man and, right now I kind of feel down. I don't feel as confident. So I'm going to go to the club that I'm going to work and try to flirt with everybody because I feel down. I just feel like, because I want to have that little moment of gratification, I may lose out on this person that is 1 in a million, and that would hurt their feelings too. That just sucks.
Well, I guess the main question is, why does it hurt you? Why do you think people get hurt if the person they're with is, so to speak, flirts with somebody else?
Why do they need that when they have me?
You're asking the wrong question. The question is, why does it hurt you?
Why does it hurt me? it hurts me because why aren't you flirting with me? Why do you need?
Well, that can't happen 24/7.
Why do you need to flirt with someone else? Like, I also kind of question what is inside you that feels so low and so insecure about yourself that you need to go out and find other validation from other people. Are you not securing yourself to feel that validation with yourself? So you need constantly to have people else tell you that you're the shit?
You just added a bunch of stuff that are not relevant. Like, insecurity has nothing to do with the feeling of happiness when you're validated.
But why would you feel validated by flirting with someone who's not your person?
Because that naturally would happen regardless.
Why? So then you are a cheater. Well, not answering that.
The concept of assuming that the only validation that you get from a person you're in a relationship with is flawed. You can't. If I met you for the first time and both of us are single, yeah, and you're validating me, you're giving me validation, and I'm giving you validation. That feels good both ways. If there's attraction, obviously, yes. So if we're not in a relationship, then where would I be getting that validation from? I would be getting that validation from just whoever I'm talking to, who I'm attracted to.
But you're single, so you could do that.
Exactly. But you just created this concept of you can't do it because now you're in a relationship. But the reason why you're saying you can't do it, right, is because it is hurting the person you're with.
It's just wrong. Like, why would I do that?
Who said it's wrong?
I feel it's wrong.
I understand. So the question now is, why do you feel it's wrong? And it can't be because society told you it's wrong.
It's not, because it would hurt my feelings. I'm speaking just of me.
Exactly.
It would hurt my feelings that some person that I feel that we had a commitment, we had an understanding of that we aren't going to be doing. We're going to any other people. We're not going to be entertaining any other people. We're just going to be entertaining each other. Why is that person seeking validation from someone else then? Why are they flirting with somebody else? It's not like they're validating like, oh, you did a good job at work and they got a cookie or something. They're have intentions to have almost a physical, flirty type of thing, which I do feel is crossing the line. Because, again, I know you feel it's irrelevant. I'm adding irrelevant things, but, like, what is inside of that person that makes them feel like I made this commitment? I made a spoken handshake agreement with someone that we're going to be partners. And now I just feel like I need a little pick-me-up. Let's go flirt. Like, why?
Okay. What's the reason somebody would eat a cookie?
Because they wanted one?
Why did they want one? Because it tastes good.
Okay.
You know, so it makes them feel good. At the end of the day, anybody does anything that makes them feel good.
Okay.
The desire to do things is if the thing that they do makes them feel good. If it doesn't make them feel good, they wouldn't be doing it. Yeah? So if I'm going and I'm flirting with someone, the desire for the validation is not because I'm empty inside. It's just because that validation makes me feel good. It doesn't mean that I'm insecure. It just means that the validation makes me feel good.
I could not.
Why do I care about validation?
Why do you care about that person validating you? Why did you want to go and have that person that isn't your person that you made a commitment to do that? Why?
But okay, why does that make you just added this part of like made a commitment to, right?
But we're talking about like relationships, are we not? Or no?
Yeah, no, we are talking about relationships. However, it's something interesting that you just brought up was that when we have an agreement, yeah, the thing that is hurting you is based upon the agreement you have. So you are being hurt because you thought that you had an agreement that you're not going to do this thing. And so when the person goes and does it, then therefore they're hurting you.
Nah, but that's not 100% of it. Because let's say you didn't have it, like, let's say you're like cheating. My line is like, you know, making out and kissing. But anything before that is not cheating because technically you didn't do anything, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're at a party and Vika, let's say Vika's all over me.
He's talking about my wife.
Yeah. Let's say she's drunk. She has her hands wrapped around my neck and she's like this close to my face talking to me. Mm-hmm. But we don't do anything. We don't kiss. We don't nothing. You're just going to be sitting over there like, oh, look, Vika's having a conversation with Zach. That's great. Or are you going to like feel kind of hurt inside?
Or disrespected.
What would be
that's a good word for it, disrespect.
But the question is, why would I feel that way?
You're saying you wouldn't feel that way?
I'm asking you, why would I feel that way?
Because your wife's like 2 inches from my face.
No, you just repeated the same thing.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why would I feel disrespected? Why would I?
But
because it makes you look bad. Like everybody in the room is gonna be like, "Oh, I thought that."
Let me ask you a question.
I wouldn't like it even if people weren't in the room. I'll be honest with you.
If she did that with her girlfriend, if she did that with Alina,
yeah,
should I feel disrespected and hurt?
No, if your wife was bi.
No, I wouldn't care if it's a girl. If it's a girl, just send me the video.
But you see what's happening, right? Different standards for different things, and that to me is insecurity, right? That to me is if I went and I felt like a certain way towards her doing that to you, right? I would feel like I would ask myself, why is it that I feel this way? What am I worried about?
Yeah.
Because then at that point I'm worried about something.
Not necessarily, because people say that it's like, oh, I'm worried she's gonna cheat on me or leave me or do something like this. But also it just makes you look bad. Everybody's gonna be like, damn, Mo's chick is like, look, Mo's like this little simp in the corner doing all these things for her, and look, she's all over Zach, and
like she's calling him like, "Do you look so hot?"
Yeah,
you look hot, and like playing with his nose,
playing with my balls,
like,
like oh my
hot.
gosh, yeah.
But what is the problem here?
You're okay with that?
I'm asking a question. What is the problem here?
I think everything's a problem. Like I feel like it is incredibly disrespectful to do that. I feel like you're crossing a line, and I wouldn't do that to someone, and I wouldn't want them to do it to me.
I feel like you're over logicking this into a point where it's like, all right, you're telling me that wouldn't make you feel some kind of way.
Because if we could explain why it would, then how could it not? Explain that.
Because I think people have got to a point where they've taken we're talking about a monogamous relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay, to be clear. First of all, I'm in an open relationship. So I for me, any of these things that you guys are talking about is essentially just having a conversation with my wife and asking her, why do you want to do this? Yeah. And then she would tell me a reason. For example, I just, I feel attracted to Zach, for example. Mm-hmm. And, I just felt like that was hot. Right. And so I think the problem with monogamy, the biggest problem with monogamy is that it has come to a point of attempting to limit the natural behaviors of human beings. Okay. And there are certain things that are just like normal and they're biological. One of them being men are visual creatures. And that's been proven. There's nobody that could argue otherwise. Now you could say that some people are not as, they don't have high dopamines or a way of feeling attracted to people physically, and that's sure, but generally speaking, most men are visual creatures. So they look at somebody and they find somebody visually attractive, and they have the urge of wanting to seek validation, which is, if I'm attracted to you, I would like you to give me the validation of making me feel like you're attracted to me. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's not being insecure. It's just a natural human being behaving the way that they behave. So when you ask a question of, why does a person want to go and seek validation from somewhere else when you have a partner? Yeah. Is because that person is visually attracted to this person that they just saw, and they want to feel like that person is also attracted to them. And the limit that you have put in your relationship at that point is that you're saying that this is wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because everybody could choose where their line is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're choosing that's where your line is. However, then you're trying to control where the natural behavior of your man perhaps could be.
Maybe. Where
biologically he's just a visual creature and he finds women attractive. And then you're basically telling him, don't look, don't find somebody else attractive. But what's really happening is
attractive. I just feel like it's kind of rude to voice it.
See, that's where you and I would differ, because I think that I would love for my wife to tell me if somebody's attracted, if she's attracted to someone.
She's telling me. We were discussing about them telling that person and having a flirting situation, and that's where I think that's crossing a line. And I do agree with you. Like, it's also like, it's a matter of choice. Like, even like the way you feel like that wouldn't be a big deal to you, and that would make you feel happy. Like the validation of doing that. Well, it would make me feel happy. And you were open with your wife, and that's what works for you and your wife. You guys both agreed on that's what's acceptable. Mm-hmm. And I feel like regardless, no matter what, if it's open or closed relationships, I feel like it's all like, again, intention. What both parties. You are one of the few men, which I will say is that's being honest about what you want, what your intentions, what you feel is okay. A lot of men aren't. They have this thing about where they want to put these women in a closed door, but then they could slang their thing out like it's freaking the Girl Scout cookies. And that's where I feel like it's kind of messed up. But even if that's what they want to do, because I know some guys who it's like they actually do that and their wives are okay because their wives know their role. Even though I don't like it and I wouldn't want it, I still feel it's like it's as easy as picking I like hamburgers and I like sushi. Mm-hmm. If that's what rocks your boat, that's what rocks your boat. But I feel both people need to be aware of what's going on and quit lying. Like, if that's what you want to do, there's a bunch of women that would want to do that, or men or whatever you want to do. Like, I just feel a lot of people aren't living authentically and actually communicating what they really want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I still don't believe you.
About what? About her hugging you and being this close to you?
Okay, let's say it wasn't me. Let's say it was a certain person who you are not very fond of.
But that's not the same situation, because there's negative history there. So you're bringing in a factor that is completely irrelevant to this case.
Okay, fine. If it was me.
What if it was just like a random hot guy? Who's your celebrity crush? One of her. Let's say she's on her celebrity crush and just flirting with them. Would that make you? Honestly, I probably would be like, "Go, girl." But
here's the thing. Look, like what I believe in is two people communicating and understanding each other and being compatible and being honest.
I agree with
those are the things that I believe in. Mm-hmm. And I think within those bounds, if you do everything that you say you're going to do, then you're going to be in a safe space.
I agree.
It is not to say that people cannot make mistakes, because people make mistakes, and that's okay. And sometimes people make mistakes not knowing how big of a mistake it is. Yes. And I think if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage specifically, if you're in a long-term relationship, you have to give grace and allow your partner to make mistakes and feel safe. And this is very important. Feel safe making mistakes where they don't feel like if they told you the truth or if they made a mistake, then there's going to be retaliation, or there's going to be a situation where things are going to be blown out of proportion. Because if I allow my partner to make a mistake and then we sit down and have a conversation and she seems sorry and she seems remorseful, then if I understand that she now understands that she made a mistake and she's not going to do it again, then we could just move on.
Yeah.
Because then now we have resolved the situation. Yeah. So I think that's, for me, those are the most important qualities and values that I have. So you know, when you say that, like, oh, like she comes up and she does it, like, I can't picture her doing that, right, while she's sober, for example.
Well, she's drunk.
Sure. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So while she's sober, I can't imagine her doing this.
Yeah,
yes. Because in no way, shape, or form, based upon the conversations we've had, based upon the things that we've discussed and the values that we have and my understanding of who she is as a person, she's not going to do it. Now, if she's drunk and she did that, yeah, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna think to myself, okay, why did she do it? One, and then two, how do we move forward from here? Because
but you're not gonna feel like hurt by that.
This is where I kind of want to have his back, where it's like they do have I think it's different because we come from more of traditional monogamous backgrounds. He's coming with an open. No, I'm just not. Sure. It's just true. Like, he has an open relationship, and I feel like they have an understanding where I could kind of see that. I'm trying to put my headspace in that room.
But like, what am I supposed to be hurt by?
What are they gonna do?
No, I'm not saying she's
at least she's
wrong
being honest
in doing it. I'm saying you would feel some kind of way about it.
I would be like, what happened that she's all of a sudden attracted to Zach? Like, that's what I would think to myself. And then I would be like, I mean, something must have happened. And then I would just wait until she's sober and then have a conversation. It's just like that would be it's interesting. I was just talking to her right before I got here, and I was like, I was having a conversation, and we were just having a conversation about something, and I said, and I've said this to her a lot in the past. And this is, I came to this conclusion because, and I'll tell you guys what happened, because what you're telling me, it is true. It did happen to me, and I was hurt by it. Yes.
Oh, so I was right.
In the past. No. In the past. But what happened was I grew, and I had this understanding of and I believe this to my core, and I say this to her, and I've said this to other people, and I've probably said this to you at some point. I believe if you allow other people's action to hurt you or control your emotions, then you're no longer in control.
But
and
you're acting like you can just decide what emotion to feel, which is not the case.
You can decide who you allow and how you allow them to hurt you.
Like if someone punches you in the face, you can't just decide to not feel hurt by it.
I think
Like you can decide on your actions and if you will retaliate, but you can't decide if you're going to.
I think you'd be surprised what your brain and mind is able to control. I think if somebody, here's an interesting thing. If somebody slapped you in your face, yeah, there are a variety of emotions that you could be feeling.
Yeah.
You know, anger, sadness, being upset, hateful, right? All these things. But you're in control of every single one of those feelings.
Not of the feeling. You're only in control of the actions you take.
If you practice being in control of your emotions long enough, then you would be in control of every one of those feelings, because it just takes like a moment.
No, you're just in control of like still feeling the emotion, but then deciding not to take an action because of it. But you're not in control of the emotion itself. You will still feel the emotion.
If the emotion exists within you because you haven't resolved it, then yes, you would feel those things. But if you had enough experience, then when that feeling just wouldn't come up.
All right, I'm going to come up with a new weight loss diet. I'm just going to tell everybody, just decide not to be hungry. Just choose to not feel hungry, and you will never eat, and you'll lose a shit ton of weight.
It's working.
it's like you're not going to be able to
What's
feel
the longest you haven't eaten something? Have you ever fasted?
Yeah.
Okay.
For
What's the
I don't
longest?
know, maybe like 20 hours, let's say.
20 hours. Have you ever noticed that like after like a certain hour, you're no longer hungry?
Yeah, but then it comes back.
Yeah.
It still comes back.
I'm pretty fast.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
well, if this
it's
were the
hard.
case, this would be the diet that everybody would follow.
It's hard to explain this, because I think there's a level of having to experience it yourself in order to really like understand it.
No, I know the experience you're describing, but that's just like yes, if you feel like an emotion for long enough, it will naturally over time kind of dissipate to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not because like you have like taken control of your mind and you are a master like psychological expert. It's just because like that's just how our emotions work.
You're arguing that the emotions exist regardless.
Yes.
And you're arguing that the you can't get rid of the emotions. Yeah. But regardless, I think this is a moot point, because it's irrelevant whether or not the emotion exists or not. The only question you have to ask yourself is whether or not you're in control of it. If I get angry, I could get angry. Like somebody could make me angry all they want.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm in control of my anger and I don't do anything in order to seem angry or look angry or try to attack, then it's just, what difference does it make whether I feel anger or not?
Because yeah, sure. I agree with that.
So I mean, that's really all that matters.
Okay, so now let's take it to the original argument. So if I'm dating a girl and she's all over another guy, let's say I feel like, what the fuck? I feel disrespected. I feel angry, all these things. Cool. I decide not to do anything because I have mastered my mind and decided not to do anything with these emotions. Mm-hmm. But now I'm stuck in a relationship where I'm fucking angry all the time. And that sounds like a nightmare.
Sure.
So why would I want to be in that kind of relationship?
You wouldn't.
Like imagine
you
Vika
wouldn't
was
want to
doing
be
that. Every guy she met, she's just all over him. And you're like, I'm going to control. I'm the master of my emotions. Yeah, she can be all over,
You're asking the wrong question. Because you're asking, why would I want to be in that relationship, versus asking, why do I even feel this way to begin with? And this is why, when I was asking you the question, why is it that we feel jealousy? Why is it that we feel possessiveness? Why is it that you, as you said, feel territorial, right? Where are these feelings coming from?
Because we had an understanding, just like you have an understanding with your wife that you're allowed to do these things. We had an agreement that we don't, that would hurt our feelings.
You have an agreement because you have the desire. Yeah, you have the desire to have that agreement.
Yeah, because that's what I would like. Exactly. Just like I want the cookie, that's what I want.
And so the question is, why do you have that desire? Why do you want that?
Same way you have the desire to want what you want. It's just what we desire. You can't really question why. Why do you want an open relationship? Why do you want it to be okay for, your wife to go up to someone?
It's important to know the answer of that question.
Okay, but you could flip it the other way too.
Which is,
okay, you want an open relationship. Mm-hmm. Why don't you just decide that you're not going to feel the feelings of attraction towards other girls?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Just control your emotions. So you see a hot girl, you're like, she's really hot, and then you can just decide to not feel attracted to her.
Emotions are natural, like you said. So
person,
Of course. Yeah.
You couldn't, just like your emotions are natural, so you couldn't control what your argument to the openness is. That's a natural human instinct. Mm-hmm. So why can't you control that natural human instinct? And
that's where you go into monogamy.
Yeah. So
why can't you do that?
Because
why can't you choose that?
Because then you're trying to control a natural way of. You're taking away a part of your happiness.
Yeah, same
if
thing.
If you take away your emotion,
happiness for you.
Same thing. If your partner is always all over another guy and that makes you feel angry, you're taking away your happiness by allowing a relationship where she's talking to other guys.
But the problem with that, the way that you're phrasing it, is. It's just
you should be in the fucking Olympics for the amount of mental gymnastics that you're playing right now. We have the high ground, Mo.
No, you don't, because where it comes from for you is taking away somebody else's happiness in order for you to be happy.
But
why is it taking away their happiness?
Dating a girl and she wants to be monogamous, and you're taking her happiness away by wanting to. Entertain other girls and flirt with other girls and get that validation.
And why would it be if they're both agreeing not to do it? If they both said, we both desire to be monogamous, why would I be taking away their happiness if that's what we both said we want? So then they're just a liar.
So, yes, because he's lying, because that's obviously not what he wants.
But again, that's his problem. He lied.
Sure.
So he should just be honest about it and then find someone who wants the openness as well.
I understand. Yes, obviously, but that's not what the issue is. Okay. It's interesting because when I talk to people who don't understand this, they miss a very big factor, which is looking inward of why they feel the way they do. Yeah, I understand why I feel this way. And I understand why I'm doing it. And I understand why it works for me and my partner, for example, right? However, when people say that they want to be in a monogamous relationship, it always comes down to the fact that they cannot resolve their emotion of feeling like they are going to get hurt if their partner goes and gives somebody else attention. That's where the true insecurity is.
But I don't like the word. People always say the word insecurity, and I think it's super overblown because it's is that insecurity or is that just choosing the type of relationship?
It's just calling out on you lying. You said you wouldn't do something, and I'm hurt that you lied.
It's true insecurity. What is it that you're afraid of? And the thing that you're afraid of is that person who is with you leaving you for somebody else. Is taking away the thing that you have with them and giving it to somebody else.
It's not that. I'm not afraid of that, though. If they could take them, have them. I don't want you. I like. But I know I'm being so real. That's not
true. That's not.
How do you know?
Because you will be hurt regardless. Because if that were true, right. You wouldn't be going crazy calling that girl.
You're right. I was hurt, but I still let them go. Because why would I want that? That's not what I want. It's as simple as wanting dessert, like you were saying. I had an understanding. I wanted that, and I didn't get that, so I left.
Yes, you didn't want the thing because the thing was that you wanted to be monogamous, and that person wasn't being monogamous. I understand this, but the reason why you want to be monogamous is because there is. I don't know how else to say this because there's only one way to say it. The only reason why a person wants to be monogamous is because they're not secure enough in order for them to trust that the person they're with is not going to go and be with somebody else. You left that relationship because you realized that he was never going to give you that. Mm-hmm. So you left. Mm-hmm. And that was your standard. Mm-hmm. If you decided to be in an open, let's hypothetically say you were going to be in an open relationship.
Okay.
For the sake of this conversation. How would that look like to you?
I don't know. I wouldn't really do that.
But, see, like, you can't even imagine it. Like,
okay,
it's just such a...
But that's where it's like, again, I feel like just like you feel like we're going on the extreme of like, oh, everyone needs to be like this. I feel like, again, float your boat. I feel like you're trying to bring us all the way over on the openness.
I'm not trying to bring anybody over anything.
No, here's the issue. Okay, so monogamy. So we have one boundary that we think is like this boundary. If they cross it, we're not going to be happy. And you're saying this boundary is insecurity. But you also have a boundary. Like if Vika hooked up with all your friends and posted it on social media, that would probably cross your boundary. You just have a different boundary that you set that's arbitrary. But you're saying our boundary is insecurity, and your boundary is like because you've mastered like your mind or something.
Or let me do this. Let's take away romantic relationships. Let's say we have a standard of we're all best friends, and we don't like it that if you slap us, we're over. What if I just turn around, ha ha ha, boom, slap you? You should be able to control your anger and not.
I would control my anger. I would ask you, why did you do that?
I felt like it. Just felt like it.
Mo's gonna get.
It gave me validation.
You're gonna get your ass beat in a fight.
It gave me validation.
Mo's gonna get fucking punched. I was like,
it felt good.
Why did you do that?
No, it's different if a random person.
It just felt good. It made me feel happy, just like the validation of flirting might.
But if what you said is actually true, then I would be like, why does that make you happy? And if you said, well, you know, this, I've realized that.
But why would it hurt you?
Huh?
But why would it hurt you?
It wouldn't hurt me. If you said that and it truly made you happy, I would be like, well, you know, it doesn't make me happy for you to hit me in the face, but like,
But why not? Why can't you choose to make it have you be happy?
Yeah, control your emotions.
Control your emotions.
I mean, technically speaking, I probably could.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Come on. There's no.
If I want it,
you're just dug. I think you like dug in so far this point.
But
that
it's
you
true
just are
though.
Unable to like get out of it.
No, I think we're adaptable human beings. If I decide that that's what I want to do, I could. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think I would.
Adapt, but
I don't think I would because for me, that's just not something that would make me happy, right?
Yeah.
But you're taking it to like a level of like you're saying, but the reason why it wouldn't make me happy, I still understand why it wouldn't make me happy. If somebody's punching me in the face, I don't like it because it's a painful thing. Yeah,
it hurts my heart when someone does something.
It hurts your heart. It's understanding why it's happening. Yes, that physical pain is not the same as emotional pain. Those are two completely different things. Emotional pain comes from a place of certain psychological upbringing, understanding, and what society has imprinted in your psyche. That's completely different than emotional pain. You and I might have a different pain threshold when it comes to physical pain. You know, there are people who get hurt, can't even look at a needle when they're getting syringed, for example, getting like a shot or something, whatever. Some people, like, I don't mind it if
you don't think the same for the consciousness and our feelings though.
Say what?
You don't think there could be that same like how there's different thresholds? You don't think there could be different thresholds for the consciousness and feelings as well?
I think either way, your mind is in control of how much you allow to be controlled by other people's feelings and emotions and their actions. So yes, I think when I was a kid, I was, it was sort of, that when I was getting a shot or a vaccine or whatever, I would feel a lot more pain. Now I don't feel anything. Mm-hmm. But I think that's because I trained my brain to be more in control of what that pain feels like and how much of it I allow to control my emotions.
Okay, but this still doesn't add up. So let's say, and don't answer this with some kind of like weird wraparound question. No. Let's say Vika started making up with all of your friends, and she would post Instagram stories of it. She'd have a story just, oh, hey, Claudio, make out. Hey, Zach, make out, right? Every day, new story. And you were like, hey, like, I don't want you doing that. Like, I feel disrespected.
Why am I saying that?
So you wouldn't feel.
I'm asking you a question. You just came up with the hypothetical, so I'm trying to understand.
So I'm asking you would just let that go, and you would just let her continue to do that.
I think he's asking, how would you handle
Again,
that?
I would have a conversation. I think you keep missing this
So
aspect.
wait, if you have a conversation, then why would you have the conversation?
Why would you have the conversation? Why do you just don't?
Does it bother you?
No, because it would be something strange for her to do. You guys keep missing.
It wouldn't bother you.
It wouldn't bother.
You're lying. It would definitely bother you. What do you
answer
mean,
the question?
bro? Like, there's no way it wouldn't bother you.
But why does it bother me though?
I don't, because whatever reason.
Why would it bother
you? Because we're
you?
Biological creatures.
Why would it bother you?
Because we're hardwired biologically. It's probably some kind of pair bonding evolutionary theory thing that when the fucking girl that we have a crush on is making out with some other dude, we feel bad. Like, that is what it is.
That's probably literally a human reaction. Like, that's my coconut. No.
Yeah, it's like you get hungry because you need food. It's literally, it's that simple. Like,
yeah.
This my Jane.
It's interesting because evolution. But if you look at societies and how the concept of marriage was created and how the concept of domination was created, yes, there's biological factors to it, obviously, that cannot be avoided. However, there is a level of asking yourself certain questions that I think a lot of people miss doing. And people don't want to dig deep enough in order to understand themselves. And that's really where I come from.
But even if you understand your feeling, it doesn't stop you from feeling it.
Because I understand that pissed me off. I understand. I don't like to see that.
Yeah. It's not.
I understand. I don't want them to do that anymore.
Understanding why. Not understanding that something hurts you. Yes, everybody understands this. It's understanding why does it hurt you.
Okay, so let's say
I don't like it.
That's not the reason. You just made, like, what do you mean? That's not the reason.
What do you mean? Why can't I just not like something? Why can't I just not like it?
Because there's a reason behind it.
But who cares about the reason?
You should care about the reason.
Okay, let's say I explain to you the science of getting punched in the face. I say, Mo, well, the reason you feel pain is because your dendrites connect to the neurons, and that goes into your brain, and that mixes with this chemical, and that's why when I punch you, you feel pain. Mm-hmm. All right, so you're just going to let people beat the shit out of you, and you're just going to be like, oh, interesting.
I just won't let my neurons connect.
Yeah, like, I understand why I feel hurt right now.
I'm not going to let people beat the shit out of me.
But why not? Who cares?
Because then I'm going to look like shit.
But who cares? Why do you want to look good?
Because I want to look at myself in the mirror and feel good about myself.
Yeah.
But why do you want to feel good? Just decide to feel good, even if you have bruises all over your face.
Because some
just
things
control
are
your emotions.
Because facts still exist.
Thank you.
Which is what?
It's a fact that it hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's a fact that it hurt my feelings.
Okay,
I can't control that.
Go back to the Vika posting all of us on social media. You're going to look me in the face right now and tell me that wouldn't make you feel any type of way.
That would make me feel like my wife has changed into a completely different person.
And it would bother you.
It would not bother me.
You wouldn't feel sad. You wouldn't feel angry. You would literally be
I would
a
be
fucking
confused.
robot.
And what if
I just don't believe
And what
you.
if she just decided, like, this is something I'm into now and I want to just keep doing it? Would you be okay with it? If she had that kind of conversation?
I think I sit down and I have a conversation and I try to understand her and I try to understand. I think this is what you guys are trying to like squeeze this incredibly stretched hypothetical into like 2 seconds of me answering it, but it's like it's not that simple, because then I have to completely change my value system into like trying to understand why this is happening, trying to understand what matters to me, and if she's still the same person or not, and if our value system's still compatible. So it's just like there's a lot of factors that goes into why you would do the things that you would do. But again, the thing that I would try to understand is why.
Okay, let's say she says, Mo, this is what makes me happy. I like the validation I'm getting on Instagram of everybody seeing me make out with all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, Mo, just don't be insecure about it. That's your own insecurity is the fault of why you're, talking to me about this. Are you going to still stay with her and allow that behavior to continue?
It's interesting because being with the person is yes, you're asking me this question and I'm thinking to myself, what does it really change in my life? Aside from a bunch of people just looking at the Instagram page. And I think the answer to that question is yes, because I don't think it really matters.
I don't believe
I feel
it.
but isn't that kind of similarly yes, obviously you're willing to let more things slide, but I feel aren't we kind of all saying the same thing though? We're making choices, we're making decisions of what we are okay with and we're not. Whether it's the why is sufficient for you or for us enough. We're all literally considering and thinking, is that okay with me? And would I accept this? Am I going to stay in here? Even whether your reaction may be calmer than maybe ours. At the end of the day, we're still going to go to that person and be like, why did you do that? Why did you flirt with that person? We're going to still get a why and then decide from there. I feel like we're kind of doing the same thing. We just may have
I don't think you understand your why. I understand my why, which is I don't, for example, with the example that he brought up, I understand I don't care about other people's opinion, right?
Okay.
And so when you're asking me that question, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what's actually happening? What is the reason that I would be hurt? And I think people miss, this is exactly what I'm telling you, people miss understanding why the thing hurts them. If I understand why something hurts me, then I could dissect the situation and see, okay, what pieces of this do I need to change? Or if there is anything I can even change. And if I can, then I will change it. But if I can't, then obviously I will say no.
Yeah, but that's the same as what we're saying. We're saying, okay, so...
But you don't know the why.
How do we not know the why? I feel like you're trying to make our why a lot more complex and we need to break it down when it's not that hard. It is as simple as that did hurt our feelings. I don't know why the fact of a knife hitting me and hurting versus a sensation that I can't control that hurt my feelings and warrants a conversation is any different. It's still a feeling.
Because when I ask you the question of why does it hurt you, you say, because it hurts me. And that's not an answer. That's not a why.
I would not like that. I feel like you're thinking we're doing it because, other people would think of us weird. No, I'm looking at that person differently now. I don't feel like this is the same person I
get all of those things. But again, that doesn't answer the question of why.
Though? How is it not? It's a commitment and you broke it. That is a why.
But you created that commitment.
You're right. It's something we created together and now you deceived me. So I do feel like I've been slated.
The question is, why do you care about that commitment for you to create it to begin with?
Because I want to be with that person.
Uh-huh.
Of what they presented themselves with. So when I'm seeing that they're not the person that they said they were or originally showed me, I'm going to have a conversation about it. And if it's something I don't like to hear and I feel like it's going to keep happening, I'm not going to be in it.
Yeah, you're not answering the question.
How?
Because you're moving up the street and then you're 10 steps ahead, which is I'm still here. I'm still trying to wonder and understand this portion, which is why do you feel the way you do about wanting to be monogamous? Why is it that you want to create this setup of the person only doing the thing with you and not with anybody else?
Why do you want to have your person go to someone else? Why do you want to go to someone else? Why do you want to have options of multiple people? Why?
Happiness.
So why is mine not happiness?
Where does the happiness come from? One is
Why
biological
is monogamy
and one is
natural
not.
to me?
No. Both are biological.
Both are
Jealousy
biological.
is a biological
Yeah, it is.
emotion for sure. You think that was society? Jealousy?
No.
No, in caveman, I'm sure fucking smacked each other on the rock in the head with the rocks when their girl was fucking another caveman.
Or you got a bigger deer than I did. I'm mad.
I don't believe that because I was able to control mine. I felt every single one of those things that you guys have felt.
You can, maybe.
Yeah, you can control it. That doesn't mean you don't feel it.
You can control it because you could understand it. Until you understand it, you can't control shit.
I just don't believe you.
It's
I think if
true.
Vika's posting all this on her story,
what he
I
feels
think
is what you feel.
You would feel it. Okay, take this. This is a great example. So our particular friend that you don't like very much because he was spreading rumors that your wife was flirting with him and all these things.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say in your mind, oh, that's fine. Like, you know, he can tell people whatever he wants. He can tell everybody that, you know, my wife's super into him. That doesn't affect my life in any way. He's probably doing it because he's insecure. Blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Who cares? Based on your worldview.
I did. What do you mean?
Okay, so, but you were still angry about it.
I wasn't angry because of the thing that he did. I was angry because of the intention behind it.
But why does
because of his intention?
Why does that make you angry?
Because of the fact that he was fake and he was lying, and
so?
My relationship with him.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I said.
I don't understand.
Okay, if she sees a guy, they have this like agreement, they have this commitment, and they're presented themselves as one way, and now they're being fake, just like how he was being fake to you.
Yeah, but I understand. But the agreement that I have with him, somebody that I'm friends with, yes,
yeah,
it's an unspoken agreement.
So is hers.
No, mine was a spoken one. We spoke about it.
Oh, it's actually spoken.
It's spoken.
So even
I'm not going to leave gray areas.
You guys are missing the point.
We're trying to get the point.
You guys are jumping ahead into this whole setup again. The question is, if this is happening and he's telling me, yo, why did you get upset? And I'm like, well, I thought we were friends. And he said, no, friends should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. And it'd be like, oh, I didn't know that was something that was supposed to be happening. Yes. You're saying that, oh, it's the same thing. It's not the same thing.
How is it not?
Because my question is not why is it that he should have, like, I'm not saying
asking why is he being fake? Why is he
no,
not
no,
being honest?
I'm not saying that he should be excused for anything that he's done. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, why do you feel that you need a monogamous relationship?
Because I don't feel like I need it. That's what I want. I don't need a monogamous relationship.
Why is it that you want a monogamous relationship?
Same reason why you want your open relationship. That's what you want. We can't.
That's not an answer. Same reason. What do you mean same reason? You
don't
even know my reason.
Why do I want a Chanel bag? Why do I want? Because I just want it. Why do I want to eat sushi?
I just want it is the answer.
Yes. That's what I want.
If you boil down the why enough, it's literally because there's a chemical in your brain that gets fired off that like makes you feel good. Like that is the end of the why chain.
It's the same with yours, same with mine. It literally is the same thing.
Okay. This is the point that we're getting into. Unfortunately, you cannot break down and dissect why, because your answer is just because.
Okay, then I'll take that.
And that's just the bottom line. I can't argue further than you just don't know the reason, because your answer is I just want it, or your answer is because you want it. You don't even know what my reason is, but your answer is that I want it, so then you want it. It just makes no sense.
If we asked you why enough times, eventually you get to the point, because I just want it. Oh, why do you care if the guy lied about the Vika thing? Oh, well, because it makes it feel like he's not my real friend. Okay, why do you care he's your real friend? Oh, I don't care. Okay, so then why did it make you feel bad? Oh, because if I thought he was and now he's not. Well, why do you care if he bamboozled you like that? Oh, because I don't like being bamboozled.
No, it's because you value certain things as a person.
Okay, why do you value certain things as a person?
Why do you value a person telling you the truth?
Yeah, why do you value that?
Because if somebody doesn't tell you the truth, you never know in what place you're in with them.
Okay, why do you care about knowing what place you're in with them? Are you insecure about it? Knowing what place you're in with them? Why do you care?
I'm not insecure about it.
Okay, so why do you care?
Understanding that it's understanding that you could be trusted versus not being trusted.
But why do you care about being trusted?
Because if I don't know if I could trust someone, then there are certain things that I may or may not want to do. And if I can't understand that, I cannot be in control. And if I can't be in control, because being in control is the thing that makes me feel like I could exist in a peaceful manner.
But why do you care about existing in a peaceful manner?
Why do you care about existing in a peaceful manner?
Yeah.
Because existing in a peaceful manner is the way that human beings want to be.
So why do you care about being the way human beings are?
Because I'm a human being.
Because it makes you feel peaceful.
Because maybe not everyone would feel that way.
You just answered me with my own answer.
But at the end of the day,
I said I want to be peaceful.
Yes, at the end of the day, and she's saying she wants to be happy. That's the end of the chain of the whys. It's always a feeling. It's always going to be a feeling. You want to feel peaceful. She wants to feel happy.
you skip through a portion of understanding yourself. And that's just, and unfortunately, this cannot be taught. Clearly.
Oh my God.
So I mean, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, like you asked me a bunch of you asked me a bunch of questions and I answered those to you. But I understand that you're boiling it down to, oh, I want to be happy and this makes me happy. But if this is not natural, and it's because there are two things, right? It's what either society has taught you to be this way, or you feel this way naturally. Yeah. You just feel possessive and jealous naturally.
But why is it that?
Why is that a bad thing?
Why is it possessive and jealous?
Or why is that wrong?
Why is it wrong to be possessive and jealous?
Why is it wrong to feel those emotions?
And why is monogamy just possessive and jealousy?
Because it comes from a place of you controlling somebody else, and you controlling somebody else's feeling, and you controlling somebody else's action.
Who says who? Why would that be the place? Maybe some people's situation, but not everyone's. Do you think everyone's situation of monogamy is like that?
Everybody's understanding of monogamy is.
But what still, even with that, like, okay, we all have boundaries that we set in relationships because we like certain types of relationships and we don't like others. So yes, you want to control your partner to be in a way in a relationship you like, or you're not going to be with that partner because it's not a compatible relationship because you're not going to be happy in that relationship. So of course you're going to, like, you can say controlling it has this negative connotation, but like, yes, of course you're going to want your relationship to be a certain way.
It's not controlling that has a negative connotation. It's that controlling something that they're going to feel regardless.
But why is it necessarily control? Because at the same time, if two people are choosing to be monogamous, they're both choosing to not like, if we, like, let's say there was an agreement, hypothetically, like we both decided we're going to be monogamous. Why am I controlling you to be monogamous? You made a choice to be monogamous. So how am I controlling you? You're deciding. We talked about it and we both decided this is what crosses our boundaries. This is what you like. This is what I like. So how is that a control thing?
We're assuming I'm not lying about it?
Well, yeah, because honestly, if we're talking about it, even if let's say you were lying about it, that's still an understanding we have. So again, if that's say I lied and said, yeah, I like monogamy, and then I go and just sling my thing around, I mean, I'm a liar. I deceived you regardless. But again, we talked like, yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Let's say I have...
How's that control?
Let's say... I'll tell you.
Sorry.
Let's say I have... let's say I'm like walking down... I go to the grocery store and I see this like very attractive woman. You know? And I come home and I go to the bathroom and I close my eyes and I picture myself having sex with this girl and I masturbate.
Okay.
Yeah. Have I cheated on you?
No.
Why not?
You touch her.
Yeah, I didn't touch her. Yeah. Now let's say for the next like 6 months, I keep thinking about this girl and that's all I think about. Let's say you and I are having sex, and while we're having sex, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about having sex with this girl. Have I cheated on you?
Technically no, but I mean, why are you with me then? Go with her.
Interesting. So...
And you lied then.
Yeah. Lied about what? What did I lie about? I didn't lie about anything.
We talked about it. We talked that we want to be monogamous.
I just saw some girl.
I know, but if we're coming on the pretext of that we had an agreement of monogamy, we talked about what our boundaries are.
We are monogamous. I didn't do anything.
So your situation wasn't, it was just whatever?
Huh?
No. He's saying in this hypothetical, he's still sleeping with the same girl, but he's thinking of another girl.
No, I know, but are you guys, in this hypothetical, are you the girl that you're not thinking about in your head, the one that you're actually in a relationship with? Are you guys, are you...
With you. I'm with you.
So didn't we, like, before we were saying that, like, we discussed that we're monogamous in this situation?
We are monogamous.
Yeah. So
I haven't done anything.
You're right.
What did I do wrong?
But here's the thing is when you said, like when I said, I want to be with that girl, and you're pretty much saying like, I'm preventing him.
You are preventing him.
No, he is, because he lied.
Lied about what?
He lied to me.
Yeah.
That's his problem. He should have been honest. He's preventing himself from not living his truth. That's like, okay, sorry to put this out there, but let's say he was gay and he's thinking of a guy this whole time having sex with me. I'm not preventing him from being with a man. He's preventing himself with being a man.
That's not the same situation.
Yes, it is.
At
How
all.
is it not?
Because
how is it not?
It's not she's controlling him. Him making the decision to make a commitment is what's controlling him. That's his decision.
Sure.
Her controlling will be like, no, you can't leave me.
I'm not going to let you leave me.
Yeah. I'm going to
I'm going to find you. Like, that's control.
Of course, I understand all that. But the monogamy is what's controlling him.
He didn't need to accept it then.
Yeah.
He could have told me.
He didn't need to accept what?
He didn't have to be
He didn't say yes. He didn't have to be in one. He could have did what you're doing and be like, I want to be in an open relationship. And then I could have decided. Instead, he decided.
No, he doesn't want. You said that the person doesn't want to be in an open relationship. I wanted monogamy and you wanted monogamy.
Okay.
And we're together. And I saw this chick. And she was attractive. And I can't stop thinking about it. What do you want me to do?
Well, I mean, I don't know about it. So why would I care?
So if I said it to you, if I said 6 months later that this was happening and I can't stop thinking about her, like this is on my mind.
Then why don't you go be with her?
I can't be with her. It was some random person in the grocery store.
Well, then why is she still in your mind? It's just some random chick on the grocery store. Like
I don't know. She was so attractive.
But then maybe if it's that big of a deal, you should go look for her. Like that's what I'm saying is like, I'm not going to be crazy, right? I'm not going to control you and stop you. If that's what you decide, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this girl, find her. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not controlling you. I'm just saying is this is the entrance. This is the terms to ride this ride. And if you don't apply, then beat it.
My point is if the person was thinking about somebody else and was having sex with you, as long as you don't know about it, then it's fine. They just are not allowed to do anything. So they could think about somebody else. They could fantasize about somebody else. They could have somebody else in their mind.
But I mean, what can I do about that?
Exactly. So it's just, as long as you don't know and it's just in their mind, they're not doing anything physically, then it's okay.
I mean, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying it's like, how would I know? It's not.
You wouldn't.
You're right.
Yeah.
So what's your point?
It's fine. My point is that's what it is, right? It's like if the person is lying and not telling you the truth, yeah, and just keeping it to themselves, and you don't know about it, then it's fine. It's not a big deal. Because as long as you don't know,
it's not making her feel something.
Because exactly. Yes. It's not making you feel a certain way. Then it's fine. You don't care. Yeah. It doesn't change the fact that it exists.
Okay.
And that's the fact.
You're right, but once I do, I'm gonna realize it changed my impression of them because they're lying.
Sure, I understand. But they're lying for a good reason, which is what am I gonna do with this fascination of wanting to be with somebody else, even though that I don't want to be with this person. It's just that I'm thinking about it and fantasizing them. Yeah. So it's the fantasizing of someone else that is happening during your relationship with the person who's not telling you anything and they're just like keeping it to themselves. And that's okay in a lot of the monogamous relationships. Monogamous relationships are, as long as you don't do anything with somebody else, and as long as I don't know the truth and it doesn't hurt me, then it's fine. I want to know the truth, though. Because if the facts do not exist in reality of our life, then they're not facts. Whereas I don't live like that. I want to know everything. I want to know everything of like what's happening and what she's thinking and anything that comes up, right? And so that's where the difference is.
But how isn't that not control? You want to know everything now. She has to tell you everything. It has to be run by you.
I want to no. I want to know everything because she doesn't feel fearful of telling me.
But here's my
because
thing.
If she tells her best friend something, then she could tell me the same thing.
But here's my thing. So we're going back to our what's that thing? We're back in a monogamous relationship. So if that's what you wanted. And now because like you're venturing or thinking about something else, now you're fearful. I still don't feel like that's me controlling them though, or making them again, that's on them. I don't feel like it's the monogamy. That's them. They're battling with themselves and being honest with what they want.
You're not controlling the person in the sense of you being controlling, but you are controlling the truth.
They should be honest. If they feel they did nothing wrong and it's just a thought, a desire, like it's me thinking, I'm going to be with Anthony Joshua one day and I'm just thinking of him in bed. I mean, or
it's just not going to, but that's not going to make you happy. There's not a person with a strict, okay, this is a very simple one. Yeah. If you put up makeup, okay, you're not feeling good. You're on your period. You're just like fucking going crazy and you're not doing well. And you put on makeup and you come and you're crying. Oh, I don't know what's happening. Blah blah blah. And then how do I look? And then he looks at you and he says, You look so hot, baby. You look so beautiful, but you look like shit. You look so beautiful.
I'd rather him be honest.
See, the problem is this.
That's
right?
from your past experience with certain girls. I agree. But me,
majority of
you're
women.
right. But that's not me, and
This
that's
is
where you're
generally speaking, yes.
And that's not for me though.
So, but I understand that, and for some people, might not be the case. With my wife, I wouldn't do that. With my wife, if she says something, I would say, "Baby, I love you. You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, but I would probably
Like
change this."
Yeah.
I would do that because I believe that honesty is the only thing that matters, and I don't want my wife to go out or go anywhere looking like shit. So I'm not gonna have that at all. However, majority of people, generally speaking, want the lie. They ask for the lie. They don't want to know the truth.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And so that's the type of society that we live in. And that's why monogamy is, in my opinion, more toxic than an open relationship, because monogamy tends to lead, majority of the time, to people just simply lying to each other.
But it's not monogamy. I feel like neither open relationships or monogamy are toxic. That's just labeling what your relationship is. People ruin that. It's not the construct of however you label your relationship. It's what those people do, man or women, that are lying. I don't feel like you're going to be toxic because you're monogamous, or that you want to, do whatever you want to do, or even if you don't want to be in a relationship, you're toxic. I truly feel it's human nature to just do what works for you. We have a bunch of people who either want to be like, we can't dictate what's a natural reaction to people, because there's so many people with different perspectives, so many people also with life experience that maybe cause a different, reaction or control of their emotion or whatever. But I don't feel it's necessarily the monogamy. Again, it's people that fuck it up, just like with everything is they can't be honest. I truly feel like it doesn't matter what you want to do. If people were just honest and said what they really wanted, and I do agree with you, is actually deep down on why maybe some things make you feel way, or what would actually make you happy. If they actually sat with themselves and thought about that, I think we wouldn't have to really deal with a lot of toxic relationships, because people would just go where they're happy and be who they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's actually right, because you're creating a false dichotomy of
she's monogamous. Right. She says she agrees with me. So yes.
Well, not really. You're saying there's monogamous relationships and there's open relationships. And this one's bad, this one's good. When in reality,
I'm not saying one is bad, one is good. I'm saying,
well, one is more toxic.
That's kind of what I got from it too.
One tends to be more toxic.
But you don't realize, like, there's actually like 100,000 different kinds, even within monogamy and within open relationships.
Sure,
Mm-hmm.
You
course.
have, despite saying you have no boundaries in your relationship, I believe that you actually do have boundaries.
There are some boundaries, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And those boundaries are arbitrary.
I didn't say there are no boundaries. You said those things.
You said you let her make out with all your friends on their Instagram
That's
story.
not what I said.
There's no way you don't have that boundary.
I said I would have a conversation, but continue.
So within all of these relationships, there's boundaries that are arbitrary. And the reason we set those boundaries is those are the boundaries that make us happy. So in my relationship, I might say, hey, you can go on a girls trip with your friends and I don't care. But like, no, you can't like go out with your guy friend who's just a friend, but actually has a crush on you. Maybe that's my boundary. Cause I don't care if my chick makes out with girls. It doesn't hurt me. So that's an arbitrary boundary that I have set because I don't give a fuck. But if she made out with a dude, I would give a fuck because it makes me feel bad.
Because in one you're worried and in the other one you're not worried.
No, it's more so because it would make me feel worse from like, number one, it's a bad look. And everybody's going to be like, what the fuck, Zach? Why is there a chick making out with like Ben over here? And number two, because it feels like if I lost out
to other people's opinion.
Okay. Yeah, other people's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Second, if she left me for a girl, it wouldn't really hurt me that much because I'd be like, all right, well, she just likes girls.
I couldn't have done
I didn't lose to some dude.
Sure.
I couldn't have like got more buff.
There's nothing
and,
I could do to like change that.
Yeah, I got more rich. It's just like, the only way I could like compete is like I would have to like chop my dick off. And like that's like something I'm not willing
That's
to
exactly
do.
how I feel if she left me for another guy.
Sure.
I feel the same way if she left me for a girl than if she left me for a guy.
Okay, so you still wouldn't feel like, oh man, this is a bad look for me.
No, I don't care about other people's
I wouldn't
opinion.
care about that either, to be honest. It's not about a bad look. For me,
nah,
I'm being
y'all
real.
are full of shit.
No, I'm being so real. It's not even about the
After
bad look.
knowing me this long, you think that I care about other people's opinion?
I agree
I
with him
think
on that,
everybody
where it's
cares
like,
about
it's not
other
really other
people's
people. It's like, for me, even though you don't like my answer, for me, it is my feeling.
Well, it's
I
not
feel,
that I don't like it.
it's just, I feel you deceived me. I feel you lied, especially when you said, so that's what hurts my feelings, is like, I get literally in anger that I'm like, why did you put a mask?
I believe that would
Sorry.
hurt you more.
Yeah, I don't really care so much about the public opinion, because personally I feel you made yourself look bad. That was a choice you made. Now people know how you are, especially when, if I'm with you, like, if I'm, people are aware, I feel like, well, now people saw your ass, you showed yourself. I'm not going to feel bad. That's nothing on me. I'm not, you didn't make me lose my worth.
That's actually true. I don't know why you think it makes you look bad.
I feel like it makes them look bad, so I never cared.
I've never thought to myself, somebody cheated on somebody else. Yeah, not once I've ever thought to myself, damn.
No,
like,
I guess that what
a loser. The guy
I'm
that
thinking
like.
I always
more
feel like,
that's
oh, that
not
sucks
what
for the boyfriend or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking more of the situation of like, I'm at a party with my girl and she's all over some other dude. Like she's like sitting on his lap.
If
like,
you're in a monogamous relationship,
Yeah.
then I'm not gonna look at you and
I'm looking
be
at her.
like, damn, like Zach's a piece of shit. Like, what the
no,
fuck?
not that I'm a piece of shit, but like, damn, Zach's girl doesn't respect him.
But it's not like that. I'm not looking at it in a sense of you, because actually that happened kind of recently with one of my guy friends. He brought a date, and all of us girlfriends were just kind of watching, and like he went really above and beyond for her. I'm not gonna lie, very chivalrous, was really sweet, and they weren't even like dating. This was just like a first kind of encounter, and she was just really kind of rude and so all of us like sisters were sitting in the back going, stop being so nice. We're like, she's being rude. Like, we were kind of getting mad at her, and we're like, can we go say something? And he's like, no, don't say anything. We're like, no, like, you did X, Y, and Z. You got her this, you got her that. You know, you took her to dinner. You brought her to this event that we're at. Like, you did all, like, it was like a big suite and everything. And like, she was just really disrespectful and rude and had an attitude the whole time. It was kind of trying to like see if she could run him. And like, all of us, like, we actually were not looking at him at all like that. We were kind of like, we wanted to stand up for him, and we're just kind of going like, give us the word and we'll kick her ass.
Yeah, but you don't think it makes him kind of look like a pussy?
No, because I feel like he's
If it happens continuously,
Yes.
yes. Like if you allowed this behavior to happen and you're in a
Yes.
monogamous relationship,
yes.
sure, yes.
Okay.
But if it happens one time,
Yeah.
I know for a fact that that's never going to happen again, because you're not going to be with that person ever again.
Correct.
So if it happens one time, no, nobody's going to be like, Zach's a pussy. Everybody's going to be like, damn, this girl's a fucking hoe or whatever the fuck.
But why would it make a difference in your worldview if it happens a bunch of times?
Because
you're a pushover now.
Because then
Yes,
now
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's a
the
completely
first time you're
different
just
scenario.
being a gentleman. You're having decorum and kind of like controlling your emotions and just being like, hey, like, we'll talk about it later. I feel like then when it keeps happening and the person keeps letting it like, oh, I'm not going to say anything, then you kind of do look like a punk.
Yeah,
like that's,
yeah.
But I feel one time there's nothing wrong with that. You're just trying to.
Yeah, one time is like, okay, you got bamboozled, you got tricked
Yeah.
by this like, you know, very like manipulative person or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you've never met a guy who he's like just all about his girl. He's like, oh, she's the best. He buys her flowers like on Instagram every day. She like posts all his flowers, and then like she's kind of like always like kind of like talking down to him and acting like she's like the boss, and like he's just like, oh, thanks, babe, thanks. Like, you don't, that doesn't like you know when girls say it gives you the ick?
But that's
that
different
fucking would
though,
give me the
because
ick.
that's like
I'd be
again,
oh,
the guy's
man.
aware, he's letting it happen. That's, I feel like, is totally different than kind of the situation you first said.
But usually he's letting it happen because he's not that good with girls, and maybe the girl's out of his league and he feels desperate.
yeah,
And to me, looking desperate makes you look like a clown, kind of.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
But then again, it comes down to like just caring about other people's opinion.
Yeah.
And
But
the
everybody
bottom
is.
line of it is,
The bottom line is everybody cares about people.
I couldn't care less.
I know you're lying for a fact.
How?
I know
Why?
you're lying for a fact.
Why do you think that?
Because of course, everybody, it's human nature. People say all this shit. Oh, I don't care what people think of me. I'm like, okay, so like, you wouldn't care if like if you like brought like a girl around your family, like let's say it was a family wedding and you brought like a girl, and she like just like fucked up she showed up in sweatpants, and everybody's like, who's that girl in sweatpants? Oh, that's Mo's date. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
it's not because I care. I wouldn't be upset because I care about other people's opinion.
but it would be embarrassing.
But I no, that's not, you're like mixing up reasons of why somebody wouldn't like something. I don't like a sloppy fucking clown. It doesn't mean because I care about other people's opinion. It's because I have standards of like how I want to behave and how I want my partner to behave. Why don't
every time you go out, you just wear the most comfortable shit, which is like sweatpants and like a shirt from like Walmart? Like why do you wear like a certain jacket that looks cool or like a hat that looks cool?
I'm not gonna lie, I agree with him on this. Like there is certain things I will say.
You like it because you know what other people are gonna.
Zach,
okay, hold on.
Zach, okay, no, hold on.
So then, I have a passion for fashion. I'm gonna wear what I want.
So when you watch Netflix by yourself, do you put on full makeup and like wear a cute dress and like everything and you just go watch Netflix in your bed?
No, but that's bad for my skin.
Zach. Okay, hold on.
And I don't want to get makeup on my bed.
Then why do you even wear makeup anyway?
What looks better, a cockroach or a butterfly?
A butterfly.
Why? Why does a butterfly look better than a cockroach?
Because cockroaches are nasty.
Why is that?
Again, it's probably a biological feeling of we know that like
no
evolutionary cockroaches carry more diseases.
It's science. It's simple science, which is that we're visually attracted to certain things based upon certain characteristics that they have. Yes. Okay. It's the same thing with fashion. Like I'm not gonna wear some fucking shitty ass looking bullshit because it just doesn't look good.
But who cares?
I care.
You care because you know other people are gonna see you. Okay, so then again, why don't like when you're just like at home by yourself, why don't you wear a suit and a tie?
It's not comfortable.
Exactly. It's not comfortable when you wear it out with other people too.
It's the setting though. Like it's not necessarily like, I get where you're kind of coming from, but I'm really not doing it for other people. Cause like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I do dress how I want. Like even right now, I feel like a lot of people don't dress up anymore for like going out or like even in settings. So a lot of times I actually have to ask clarification when people are like, oh, we're going to dress up. Cause for me, when I'm thinking dress up, I'm thinking like kind of a gown or something like that. And I'm starting to realize it's not the same with everybody. And
the problem is you're mixing up certain things, which is like the thing that looks good and is uncomfortable has a place.
Yes.
And you have an excuse to wear it and you just put up with the uncomfort of it. Yeah. Versus I'm not going to sit at home with a suit and a tie because there is an uncomfortable factor that's attached to it. Yes, it looks good, but I also want to be uncomfortable at the same time. I will put away being uncomfortable for 2 hours of looking good and having variety of changing outfits. But I'm not going to be at home looking like a fucking hobo homeless person.
The only variable that is different is that there are going to be other people who see you.
That's not true.
But it's like your graduation cap, like graduation cap. So like technically we're all wearing the same thing, but we add our personality because we like it or whatever. It's kind of like the same when we're arguing with the relationship. It's like we liked it. It's what makes you feel good. It makes you feel happy. Like I put a crown on my graduation cap because I was like, I'm the fucking princess. I'm the queen. And I liked it. And other people, they put something about their culture because that's what they like. That's what's drawn to them. It's kind of like we said, it's what's visually captivating to you. It's your way of showing your personality, your identity of hello, this is me. This is what I like.
I just think it's very delusional for you guys to say you don't care what other people like. Okay, if you don't care about what other people think, then like that's like a horrible way to live life. Like if you don't care what your friends think, then like eventually you're just not gonna have any friends. If you don't care
I care what my friends think, but
not with everything.
Yeah, like it's like I don't care about.
The problem is you guys are conflating it with like and I know there's people out there who overcare so much and they're just so worried about what everybody thinks of them. But there's like a healthy amount of like caring what people think about you.
No, that's I agree. Natural. But you were kind of naming specific topics, like with him, with his wife, or even with us with fashion, and that's where I think we're saying with those topics we don't care. But maybe. I feel like if it was my family or like if I was being a shitty person to like my people, I would care to hear what they have to say and have them come and tell me. I do care.
Yeah.
But would I care maybe with some random person on the street? No. Or like if people are like if my boyfriend is being weird, I wouldn't really care because I feel it's a reflection of him. Slightly, yes, it's a reflection of me, but I feel like if I'm around my family and friends, they know me already. So it's just giving him a bad look.
Yeah, like, okay, let's say, for example, so you're a promoter, so you go to the club, and you're kind of, like, short on girls, and you're tired, right? You don't feel like going and texting a bunch of girls to go to the club. But you care what the owner of the club thinks, because if he thinks that you can't bring girls, you're going to be out of a job, and then you're not going to be making any money.
Okay.
So you care what he thinks. Because of the impact it's going to have on your life.
But that's kind of different because it's like you're caring for your job.
Yeah,
that's something that would affect me. Other people's opinions, depending on what it is going to affect me.
What I care about is me making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by extension,
Yes.
I have obligations. I don't care about his opinion.
But you do because it affects your money. You better care about his opinion.
But I don't care about his opinion.
But you do because...
In general, I care about the obligations and whether or not my obligations meet the standards of what I agreed to do.
And the reason you care about that is if you don't meet the standards, then you will stop making money.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're just arguing semantics.
But you still, at the end of the day, you trace the line back. It matters what he thinks about you and you care about that. Maybe it's for this reason over here or this reason over here. Or this
but that's
reason
only
over here.
relevant to one thing, which is my job. I don't care about him thinking whatever the fuck he wants
Like
to
if he
think about
turned
my
around
wife.
and said I'm a bad person, I wouldn't care. Like if he thinks, oh, that person, I don't know, sometimes she dresses cheap and she dates pimps. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
But
we care
am
about
I doing a good job?
people's opinions when they affect your life. Of course.
Your point being.
So like, let's say you're dating somebody. You might want to look good because you care about their opinion because you want to date them. So you care about what they think. Of course you care what they think about you.
Okay. Yeah, I care about what my wife thinks about me.
Yeah, so you care what other people think about you. All right, so I win.
I
guess I
Zach
just
does. Zach does this. He changes the complete argument into what people think to like this one thing.
Because I'm like, I felt like I did say like we do care, but just for
Well, I
certain
guess
topics.
you did say that. Mo said, "I don't care."
should
I
have
don't
said-
care. I don't care what people
You
think.
literally care. Like,
No, I don't. I do not care what people think.
And he did say he cares about what his wife thinks or his friends. He did say
yeah,
that.
you just said that.
No,
I
but
don't
we're
care
talking
what
about
people
general
think.
people though.
Your wife is a person.
She's one person.
Yes.
She's not people.
Yeah, you're saying people.
Okay,
That's
you care what
different.
your friends think.
My friends are not people either. I have two friends.
No, I agree with his statement because you're
There's
making it
two-
seem like people, like general people.
Okay,
statement.
well now you guys are changing my whole argument.
No,
No,
you're changing
you.
your whole argument.
You.
So lose, boo boos, whatever the fuck it is that you say. Final question. This was 2 hours. Damn. The size matter.
Wait, like.
This is complete different topic. The size matter.
what
Yes.
I would say yes. All right, I do. For me, I know it shouldn't.
Have you ever been with somebody with micro penis?
Not micro, but
Small.
smaller.
What's small?
I'm not gonna say. Just to,
No, I mean we don't know who it is. No, like what size?
to be
is
honest,
small?
it was a decent size. It was actually just kind of skinny.
Ah.
So it was like maybe about like 5 inches, but like he was just really skinny. And then
It just didn't work.
no, I felt bad. He's really nice too.
Well, thanks for your honesty. Thanks for your openness, and thanks for letting us into your life. And
you.
I hope you find. Well, I guess you're not really looking for a relationship, but I guess
I'm open
eventually
to it,
find
though, so
what
who
it
knows?
is that makes you happy. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later.
Thank you so much for having me.